Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is me, د.هاني الحسني, Isra University English Department. Welcome to this session about the first lecture related to our course Study Skills. So today in the second semester for the year of 2021, we will post to you the first lecture video regarding to introduction to study skills. So by the way, this course will be forwarded to those who already registered for the first year, or if they are freshman student, we taking care of them to tell them the strategies to deal with such skills related to English department or English courses and other courses in the future, inshallah. So introduction to study skills in general, usually you have kind of gap. This gap, it's already happened between the school's system and the university system, and that's kind of shocking, or the shock point that happened to every student when you moved on from the high school or what we call here locally توجيهي to first year university student. You will face a lot of problems or difficulties, and these obstacles needs you or needs kind of strategy, techniques to overwhelm it and move on in your life until you graduate from the university. So let's move on with kind of introduction. When we look at the slides, by the way, we have a lot of ideas. These ideas, in each slide, we will discuss it in separate or kind of focus point during the following videos in the future. So what I'm doing today is just listing the most important ideas that we will discuss through the whole semester. We have February, March, April, and for sure the last will be the first week of May. It will be about reviewing or general review of the whole course. So that's why we just have 14 week, and 14th week we could have a lot of vocabs, new vocabulary. We also will tell you the strategies and the techniques related, a lot of ideas in case of vocabs, in case of dictionaries, or how to study and what is the study style. So let's move on. We have here the second slide. Why should students learn study skills? So study skills are fundamental to academic competence. That's how Jill Seibert, professor of psychology, University of South Carolina, define it. And in the same point, that's which we persist in doing becomes easier. So when you have a good fundamental or a good basic point or strong fundamentals, you will move on without high risk that will be put on you. So as a student, when you understand the system or the strategy of your university, or the rules that every doctor or lecturer follow, you will not face that kind of problems. So let's move on. Study skills basics. You have to pay attention in the class. Come to school or university on time, or come to the class. When we have a class, you have to be on time inside your class. You can't learn if you are not at school or if you are not at university. Take good notes. So that's in general the basics. How you could learn new things. If you lose one of them, you will not be a good learner. That's why we say that's kind of good or study skills. To move on, we have study skills basics, continued. Keep on an organized binder. Use a Chromebook, Google Calendar, or FM's planner to record assignments, ask questions in the class, and participating in group discussions. So in this slide, what we need to understand today, we are in online learning, and usually we need kind of skills regarding to make kind of timetables or planning on our online platforms. That's why we have Google Calendar, or we have Chrome, the Google Chrome, or some they will make the planner. And also we have ask questions in the class if there is a real class or face-to-face class, and if it is not, we could participate in group discussions that usually the university offer through the e-learning platform or Moodle. That's the way for the new study skills the university offer all freshman students or the undergraduate students through the coronavirus pandemic disease. Let's move on. We have here what are the elements of study skills: organization, timetable or time management, learning styles, reading with purpose, active participation in class, note-taking, metacognition, 21st century skills, and how to use dictionary. That's I just missed, but we can add it later on somehow. Organization, when we look at organization, how you organize your self within the course, how you start doing everything on time. You need to write down the assignments in agenda book. Let's say in study skills, I ask you to do an assignment maybe after 1 month. Let's say that 10th of March you have to submit the first assignment. That's why you need an agenda book, or you need to register it, as we say, in Google Chrome calendar or Google Calendar. In case if you miss it, it will be a reminder for you before the exact time. And then devise a to-do list, short intervals in the beginning. So try to list what is your priorities, what do you need to do, and that's why it will keep you focused. Rewards after tasks are completed. Use calendar to chunk long-term projects and unit tests. That's why in that last point or phase, sometimes we need to do long projects. For sure, it's not for study skills, but for other courses. And the best strategy to do for it is to understand that these projects need stages and phases. You have to move one by one. Next, we have here another case: time management. Keep to-do list, short 15 minutes for each task. That's kind of how to say, in case if you want to avoid stamina or avoid being a little bit exhausted. That's how you make the time management. Do hardest assignment first. So let's say the 3 courses that you have registered for the current semester are quite tough, but you know that the toughest one or the hardest assignment is coming soon. So that's why start with it and try to finish the hardest one, then move to the the following levels in case you can catch the time. And then take a minute to reflect where tasks completed during the time frame. So that's kind of when you have a time frame, you check out the task completed. Study timetable here, there is an example later on we will discuss also in the book how to do the timetable, how to put your exercises, your study time, your eating, the meal time, when you have breakfast, lunch and supper time. It's very important for you to put it in your own room. Some also tips, like I want to study like only around 11 p.m. I couldn't start before. Divide time equally between subjects. The hardest first. Revise your study timetable and stick to set goals. Make plan. Get to work. Stick to it. Reach goals. So if you read this one, you will understand exactly what we need from studying. Fine. Next one. Surely, when we have a study session and I'm now in the class, what I need to do. The prioritizing is important, and do your homework. What I need to do through the studying time, I have to finish my homework, and the researching and revising for exam, it will be the last for the upcoming test. So in general, that's how we could think about studying. Learning style, we will look at the learning style by having three types of style. We have visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. If we look at visual learners, those who will focus on the big pictures of everything, they need the overview, not the details. When you visualize, you will look at the overview and you have just kind of what we call skimming and scanning and reading strategy. And that's why visual learners, they just take a look quickly and they can guess what exactly they want or what exactly they get from the first second. Auditory learners, those who prefer to hear, and when you hear more, you learn more. Some learners, they focus on hearing, and they think that this kind of sense is working out well with them when they want to study. It's not a problem if you become auditory learners. It's a good strategy for you to keep hearing the lessons or listen to my class later on in YouTube or in YouTube. You will find out it's interesting for you to revise these kind of videos or the video tape later on in case if you would like to hear the voice exactly one more time. Like you listen for the first time, the second time, the third time, you get the total or the whole the whole way of understanding the concept or the lesson. Reading for a purpose. Sometimes when we read, we could find kind of headlines, titles, and we get ideas about the reading. And when you can look at the pictures, you can look at the summarizing, get the main ideas. That's how we understand. We have also active listening. Be prepared for active listening in the class. If you listen more, you will understand more. That's how the strategy. Note taking while reading text, 2-column notes. So let's say that you are in the class and the lecturer or doctor start discussing one difficult point. Without taking notes, you will not get exactly what he or she said at that time. That's why when you use the left column for main ideas, you do this strategy. You put in your mind the left side of the paper or the page will be for main ideas, and the right side of your own booklet or note will be for supporting facts. Example like taxes on stamps, tea, important goods, soldier housed in colonial homes. But the main idea here, colonies declare war on England. So when you have that kind of idea on England here, you could understand how the example in general will attract your attention or not. So by taking notes, you will understand what's going on here, or you can put your notes on the same course book. Like you have the book, you already printed it out, and you like to study from your own book directly without using any online resource. That's why note taking, it's a good issue for you to be used. And here note taking, it's a strategy for all over the world. It's not for EFL learners. It's already used for many people around the world. That's why it's recommended and highly recommended for every freshman student to study harder. Then taking notes during lectures. When you have a lecture, you can use the same strategy. Like when you say main idea, it might be additional topics. So the additional topics can be sometimes you use recording. So you bring your own mobile, or the mobile that already involved or included kind of recording programs. You record the class. Sometimes you need to write questions for clarification. Sometimes you have to write information that is repeated one more time. It means something important, additional vocabulary, not in the textbook. Sometimes also the lecturer will tell you a new word, like telling you one word when you say someone is rebuking against another person, or someone is being rebuked. So what's the meaning of rebuke? It means somebody is getting angry at another person, and this person or the other partner is receiving a rebuking time. It means someone become angry at another one by maybe shouting and reminding him with wrong, inaccurate behavior. Importance of taking notes. That's in general. Like you can list many more than this, like understanding of key concepts, retention of information, a clarification of unclear topics. So why I take notes? Maybe I need more clarification. Maybe I didn't understand what does it mean at exact time, and maybe when you write it down, you make it as a key concept or a key focal point. Metacognition is another idea that later on we could look at it. When we have metacognition, we can find out some issues. When we talk about cognition in the book later on, the cognition is about how you reflect, how you become a creative, how you become a critical or a critic. Like when you work as a critic, if you show your reflection and if you review, that's how you become a metacognition. It means you are not only a thinker, you are a developer. You work to change the strategy, and you work harder to make better choices and get or maybe find out the best way for the study skills practice. Like takes practice and effort. Sometimes I think about why I'm still studying wrongly, or why I didn't get better marks, what I lose and what I need, where is my weaknesses and where is my strength. So it's important for everyone to make that kind of metacognition, to get the feedback and move forward with the processing. Next, here we have 21st century skills. What are the 21st century skills? When we talk about UN 2030 vision, it has a lot of skills. These major skills like critical thinking or critical thinking and problem solving skills, how you solve the problems and how you think critically and differently, cooperation with peers. Without cooperation or working together, we will not receive or will not have a better outcome of any projects or of any thing that we want to do. Creativity, when we create or when we think about any new idea with different angle, and with different angle we could be so special in the eyes of others. Technology, use of the internet, we can also use blogs, Twitter, Skype, online learning, and it can also another plugs like we have Instagram, we have Facebook, a lot of issues, but we just list in general. Life skills and global awareness of what happened around the world. Life skills, what we need as a skill to live through the technology time and speed life time, or speed life strategy, or speed life what we call lifestyle in case of changing in the society, in the university system, and life or people life who think differently of the exact life. Next, we will talk also during this semester about the importance of dictionary, why we need dictionary, and what's the difference between the online dictionaries, the dictionary that we have, the paper dictionary. We will look at the thesaurus dictionary, Longman, Oxford dictionary, the bilingual dictionaries and monolingual dictionaries, as well as picture dictionaries. So all of these ideas will be involved also within the coming weeks, inshallah. Last few what we call slides, therefore we could talk about countdown to the exams. When we were quite closer to the exams, we have to use all the strategies that we discussed previously through the 14th week, and we could do kind of little performance, give you a task and ask about the timing or the time, punctual time, how to finish, and how you look at your test positively without thinking it's a bad omen. Bad omen, it means you always feel pessimistic when you hear something related to exam. We try to let you understand the positivity of university, positivity of exam for your future life. And last, we have works cited. That's how we get it from other resources. I wish for all of you, my students or freshman students, to understand my style, to find out the study plan for this course. It's already uploaded to e-learning platform. You will find it. If you have any question for the next week, you can upload it, or you can just pass it to me. I'm here again, Dr.هاني الحسني, Israel University, English Department, for the course of study skills. Thank you very much for being with me and paying attention to all of this information for the introduction session, and I wish to see you soon. I hope this week will be healthier and happier to you with your family. Thank you again, and see you later.